What's going on, you guys? My name is Noah. Today we're going to talk about DEI in video games once again, and how DEI turns video games to poop. Because as you know, DEI destroys everything. Please like and subscribe, share this to somebody that would be interested in it, and let's get into it. So there's a lot of stigma around gaming, especially in the conservative space with guys like Matt Walsh. I love Matt Walsh, don't get me wrong, I watch him regularly, but I don't agree with him on some things. I get it to an extent because there is an unhealthy obsession with gaming, but I don't think it's any different than the unhealthy obsession with doom scrolling through reels or watching television. Everybody has their way that they like to kick back and relax, but if you're going to let it control you rather than, moderating your use of it, then that's on you. But, I enjoy gaming.
I'll have to ask my accountant about that.
It's the way that I prefer to pass my time when I have free time, which I don't have a lot of. And it really sucks to see the things that you love just getting destroyed by this mind virus and this toxic ideology that's crept into all areas of society and is destroying gaming. So within the last couple days, Star Wars Outlaws finally released, a very anticipated game and a huge letdown. Not a surprise to me whatsoever because it's by Ubisoft, and that's what I expect from Ubisoft. I'm not that far into it, but so far it just sucks, and the reviews are terrible, so I don't have a lot of hope for it. And this is one of the many games that has had a lot of controversy surrounding it, as well as games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, which will be coming out a little bit later this year. Also an Ubisoft game. What a surprise! And there's some other games we'll talk about that have been tied to some controversy, games that have come out in the past or games that are going to be coming out in the future. So anybody that's paying attention can see that leftism hasn't just creeped into the gaming space, but it's completely enveloped it and destroyed it. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe I'm being a little hyperbolic and a little dramatic, but it's definitely impacted the gaming space. And I believe that games are getting worse because of it. So, video games are one of, if not the most popular forms of entertainment in the entire world. It's just gotten so massive. Dude, my cat is just trying so hard to walk on the keyboard right now. You go. No, hey, nope. Look at this little creep. Look at this creep. Are you the baby? Are you the baby? So with this much influence, with so many people partaking in games, of course, are going to try to peddle their influence through it. And as things have moved further left, there's been a lot of backlash, honestly, from the right. A lot of people hate Disney now. A lot of people canceled their Disney Plus memberships. Movies in general have just taken a huge dive. Nobody really goes to the theaters anymore. And you can say that it's because, people like to watch movies from home or whatever. But if there's a good movie, people are going to go see it. We've seen that. When they release good movies that don't have these politics and all of this left-wing propaganda, like the lesbians kissing in a child's movie, the Buzz Lightyear movie.
Oh, brother, this stinks!
But for the most part, as things have moved further left, we've seen a lot of backlash. But the backlash in the video gaming community has been really big. I don't know if you guys have heard of Gamergate, but this is what Wikipedia says about Gamergate, okay? Gamergate was a loosely organized misogynistic online harassment campaign and a right-wing backlash against feminism, diversity, and progressivism in video game culture. It was conducted using the hashtag Gamergate, primarily in 2014 and 2015. Gamergate targeted women in the video game industry, most notably feminist media critic Anita Sarkeesian, I think, and video game developers Zoe Quinn and Brianna Wu. So the whole Gamergate movement has kind of stuck around, in a sense. There's a lot of gamers that hate the politics. So why is this happening to begin with? Other than just the fact that our society is moving further to the left, why are we seeing this influx of DEI, leftist propaganda, being shoved into the entertainment that we enjoy? And part of the answer to that is Sweet Baby Inc. and
BlackRock.
No, not the coffee shop. Although they do make a mean mocha. Your boy likes coffee, fam. As a matter of fact, I'm out. I'll be right back. Yeah, maybe. Thanks, Columbia. Okay, anyway, let's go to Wikipedia and read what it says about Sweet Baby Stink Inc. Same thing. So here's what it says on Wikipedia. We all know Wikipedia has a left-wing tilt, so we got to take what it says with a grain of salt. But it says, Sweet Baby Inc. is a Canadian narrative development and consultation studio based in Montreal. Canada's basically just gone now. It belongs to the left, dude. Founded by former Ubisoft developers, including scriptwriter Kim Belair and product manager David Bedard. Maybe they're French. Bedard. The company consults on video game narratives during development to promote diversity, equity,
and inclusivity
within game narratives and studios. Sweet Baby has consulted with several developers and games, including Sable, God of War Ragnarok, and Alan Wake 2. In 2023, the studio became the target of online users who claimed it promoted a woke agenda.
Huh?
It does promote a woke agenda. Oh, they claimed... It's literally a narrative development studio that exists to promote diversity, equity, and inclusivity. That's wokeness. That's leftism. The opponents of Sweet Baby Inc. aren't lying or making false claims, like they're stating a fact. Like Sweet Baby's not hiding it. They're proud of it, dude. So when you play games like Spider-Man 2, and you're slinging web around the city fighting bad guys, and then you see a pride flag just hanging there, and then another pride flag, and then another pride flag, and then another pride flag, and then another pride flag. Most likely, you can thank Sweet Baby Inc. They were involved in the script writing for Spider-Man 2, and I've talked about this in a previous video, but just to do a quick recap, in Spider-Man 2, they intentionally made Mary Jane far more ugly than she was in Spider-Man 1. Check this out.
Ew! Dude!
Wild. It's wild. And in past Spider-Man games, we were able just to play as Spider-Man. But of course, you can't just be Spider-Man because Spider-Man's white. So you also have to be Miles Morales. Nothing wrong with playing as a black character, but it's just the fact that we know why they throw Miles Morales in. You can't just be a white male superhero. You can't. What are you, a bigot?
It's not racist at all. No, not at all.
No. So half the time you have to play as Miles Morales. His dad was black. His mom was Puerto Rican. So they got all that diversity in there. And then Miles Morales starts dating a black girl who's deaf. Because you can't have a video game without deaf representation. Not only do you play as Miles, who has a deaf black girlfriend, but you also play as the deaf black girlfriend. Why? Because we live in a silly world. You know, and then obviously they're going to have pride flags hanging everywhere. And then like I talked about in the previous video I made on the topic of video games, there's a side mission where you play matchmaker for 2 gay teenagers.
I've always known you're a special guy, and I'm lucky you're my special guy. I love you, Lucas. Will you...
Stop it. Get some help.
2 teenage boys in high school, and you help one of them ask the other one out to prom.
Anything for love, guys. Happy for you both.
So the reason that all of this stuff is in the game, it's because of companies like Sweet Baby Inc. You know, some people might hear what I'm saying and say, like, who cares? Why does it matter? Well, let me tell you why it matters. I know it's a really overused phrase, but politics is downstream of culture. This isn't just one tiny little thing in a video game. It's not the fact that we're playing as a black character. It's far deeper than that. It's about how toxic this left-wing ideology is for society. We've seen this happen throughout history, where leftism gets a death grip on society, and then we watch society deteriorate and falter. What we're seeing right now is this Marxist ideology. Let's put the video game characters aside for a second and talk about the people that are hired to work for these companies, whether it be a company that produces video games or movies or whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, it could be pilots, CEOs of big companies. If you are not hiring the people that are best at the job and you're hiring people based on their skin color, do you think that's going to be good for society or bad for society? Leftists like to say,
diversity is our strength.
How?
Oh.
Explain to me how. Your strength would be hiring the people that are best at the job. And if that person is black, dude, then hire him, please. If it's a woman, hire her, please. If it's a white male, hire him, please. Please hire the people that are best at the job. Because what they're doing is they're handicapping society. This isn't pushing society forward, and it's not pushing people of color or women forward. It's handicapping society as a whole. You're taking the people that are best at the job, you're throwing a lot of them on the sidelines for being straight white men, and then you're hiring people that aren't good at the job, and you guys are just pushing out all of this garbage. I mean, it's even happening in medicine. I'm sorry, but there's no person that's going to be laying on their deathbed like, wait, is that a straight white male? No, I'd rather die. Please bring me someone that's diverse. Like, get real, dude. Any rational person would prefer to see the doctor that's better at the job. Any rational person would prefer to fly on the plane with the pilot that's better at his job. It's the same thing with entertainment. If you're going to hire a bunch of people that are just mid and then pump out content, the content's going to be mid. We are prioritizing things that we should not be prioritizing. And it's far more serious than just video games. But let's get back into the gaming aspect of it. Finally! Because, dude, it's a bummer playing these like mid-level games. Nothing's good anymore. It's like everything that comes out sucks. They're too focused on the message instead of just being focused on putting out something quality, dude. I mean, why do they keep making female characters ugly? Why? They're punishing beauty. I mean, do you think it's good for a society to punish the beautiful? I mean, the fat acceptance movement. No, you're beautiful the way you are. You're good enough. Do you think that's good for the people that are fat? It might make them feel good. Is it actually good for them? Or should we promote a culture and a society that wants to encourage you to do better?
A woman from Atmore is living her dream, representing the state of Alabama in the National American Miss Program. WKRG News 5 Summer Pool introduces us to this inspiring young woman.
A crowning achievement, 8 years in the making.
Just being able to come back 8 years later and say, okay, I didn't give up on this dream, and now because I didn't give up on it, I get to be the next Miss Alabama and wear this crown for a year.
I'll tell you, dude, nobody is fine the way they are. Like, we all need to do better. Morbid obesity isn't beautiful. It's unhealthy. We have a natural aversion to it. It's a recurring theme in these video games to take the beautiful female characters and make them ugly. Check out the actress that played Kay Vess in the Star Wars Outlaws game.
Hi, my name is Umberly Gonzalez and I play Kay Vess in Star Wars Outlaws.
Look at the difference in the character. Rather than just taking the feminine, beautiful features of the model, they intentionally uglified the character. Is uglified a word? I don't know if that's a word. It is now, though. Just out here making up words, dude. Then there's Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and then Aloy in Horizon Forbidden West. Look at the difference here. Not only did they make Aloy a lesbian in the DLC content for Forbidden West, but they intentionally made her ugly as well.
More and more I've been thinking, I want to be with you. And I was hoping that you felt the same way. And what if I do? I think I know how to handle it.
And I've done a little bit of research on whether or not Sweet Baby Inc. was involved in the making of Horizon Forbidden West, and I'm seeing both things. I don't want to make false claims. I'm seeing people claiming that they were involved. I'm seeing people that claim they weren't involved. But either way, whether it's Sweet Baby Inc. or not, we have activists in these companies pumping out the same garbage.
It's a bunch of garbage.
I mean, it's even touching Nintendo, which I hate to say because Nintendo is my favorite company that produces video games. And it hasn't hit Nintendo as hard as it's hit other companies. But look at the Super Mario movie. I loved the movie. It was a good movie. It was a good, kids cartoon, but it's hilarious because they had to make Peach this tough boss babe, better than Mario. Mario's kind of like, lousy, sloppy, and has to learn everything from Peach.
Watch and learn. We have a long journey ahead of us, Mustache.
But I didn't make it.
You almost did. No one gets it right away.
How many tries did it take you?
Oh, so many. I was not good at it. Worse than you.
You got it right away, didn't you?
I got it right away.
And, you know, that movie was produced by Universal, Illumination, and Nintendo. But, you know, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. I'm not trying to make a huge deal out of it. It was still a good movie. But it's just the point that they always have to implement these little things. White men have to be like these bootleg dorks, not good at anything. Women are strong, independent women. Or they have the diversity characters. And, you know, it's just hitting everywhere. Earlier this year, they came out with the Princess Peach game. It's not the first time that they've done something like that. It's really not that big of a deal. It's like, cool, you know, it's a game for little girls to play that are going to like it. It's just the reason behind it. We know why this kind of stuff is happening. Now, they're making a new Legend of Zelda game, and guess who the protagonist is? It's Zelda. It's not Link. It's always been Link. Now you play as Zelda. I'm actually really stoked for this game. I think it's going to be a good game. I really like what I'm seeing, you know, what they've done with the game. But like I said, it's the reason behind it. Removing the male characters, implementing the female protagonist, we're seeing it everywhere. I'm probably going to get some haters for talking about the new Legend of Zelda game, but I'm not hating on it, dude. I'm just saying the facts.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts.
So you may be asking, well, where does BlackRock come into this, Daddy Noah? If you haven't heard about BlackRock, you should do a little bit of research because BlackRock is the largest individual corporate asset manager in the entire world. They have their fingers in everything.
Huh?
And there's these things called ESG scores. ESG, got the ESG. So what ESG is, it's very similar to something like a social credit score for companies. In a nutshell, it's basically like, how woke are you? What's your wokeness score? And if you want to play ball with companies like BlackRock and you want them to invest in your company, if you want that, buddy, you better get your ESG scores up. Now, that's why these video game makers are hiring these narrative development and consultation studios like Sweet Baby Inc. It helps get their ESG score up. I mean, this stuff goes deep, dude. It's deeper than just having activists throwing in their little pride flags here and there. It goes much deeper than that. These massive corporations are incentivizing this left-wing woke DEI garbage. I find it hilarious because if you talk to your everyday leftist on the street, they're going to tell you that they hate corporations. And it's like, don't you find it funny that the things that you believe in are being pushed from like the top down from these mega corporations? It's crazy, dude.
Remember, with great power comes
communist propaganda.
You remember back in the day, video games were filled with like these just sexy women that were half naked. And don't get me wrong, because as a Christian, I don't believe in sexualizing women in that way, but I'm fine with beauty. Yeah, they don't need to be half naked, but not because I'm a leftist. It's because I'm a Christian and I believe in modesty. But there's nothing wrong with beauty, but they're punishing beauty.
So cute. Bye-bye.
These ESG scores, it's very similar to like a social credit score. Like, oh, you want this? Well, how woke are you? What's your woke number? That is scary, dude, for real. But there's a lot of backlash. And this is what I love about alternative media. There's so much backlash and it's beautiful to see. As a matter of fact, I have here the Star Wars Twitter or X account. Let's check this out real quick. They posted, I think, a trailer of the new Star Wars Outlaws game. It says, meet cunning scoundrel Kay Vess in Star Wars Outlaws, the first ever open world Star Wars game. And here's the comments. Another woke BS game gonna flop. Will you ever learn? Woman? Hard pass. Oh man. Another strong, independent female character who don't need no man. Yas queen, slay. This person said, if you have to play as this annoying chick with this feminist vibe, with no force powers and no lightsaber, not interested. You know, there's some people that seem to be stoked for it. But, I mean, if we're being honest, they're probably going to be let down. This person said, I'm really getting sick and tired of the feminizing of Star Wars. This is a cool game till we realize the lead character is probably an angry feminist rager. So much of the feedback in this comment section is negative toward the game. People are sick and tired of this stuff. If it weren't for alternative sources of media, we wouldn't even know all of this stuff with BlackRock and Sweet Baby Inc. is happening. Anyway, modern gaming is just terrible. These games are falling apart. They just don't put out anything good anymore because they're too focused on DEI and their ESG score. And remember, like I said, it's more than just the face. It's more than just what they're putting in the game. It's the people behind the making of the games from the top down. What kind of people are they hiring? Are they hiring the best of the best, or are they just bringing in diversity hires? Are they hiring people based on their genitalia, who they like to have sex with, what they look like? If you're doing that, you're going to put out a bad product. Period. This is bad for society in every way, not just in entertainment. But it absolutely sucks to see your favorite IPs get destroyed. I bring it up every time I make a video about this subject. Rings of Power.
Not again.
Is absolute trash. It's a terrible show. Everyone knows it. And the show is just filled with a bunch of diversity hires.
What do we learn about woman dwarves?
Well, we learn that they exist. This is necessary. This is a revolutionary moment within our time. And to be the poster child of accessibility for people of color, for women.
It's not a secret. I'm the first of color, you know? So I thought also it would be beautiful to bring something that was of our people.
She is the first dwarf of color. It is so time for us to expand the accessibility and the opportunity for this world, Tolkien's world, to be seen in a way that it hasn't been seen before, you know?
Okay?
It was made by a bunch of diversity hires, and it's not good. It's terrible. They could have done something so phenomenal with Middle-earth. They could have made something amazing. They weren't worried about making something amazing. They're worried about checking boxes. They're a bunch of box checkers. You know, in the past, we've talked a little bit about the game that's coming out called Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just a refresher, this is a game that's set in feudal Japan, and who's the main character? It's a black man. Not only a black man, but a gay black man. Supposedly there really was this black man in the past that had something to do with being a samurai. I don't know if he was actually a samurai. I hear so much back and forth. Supposedly this is based off of somebody that really existed, but he wasn't gay, at least not that anybody knows of. But of course they had to make him gay. And they picked the one person out of the entire history of Japan that isn't Japanese when they made a Japanese game. It's crazy, dude. This is the stuff of satire. Let's look at what people are saying about this game. It's not out yet, but it's coming very soon. And the feedback has been hilarious. It says it comes out November 15th, 2024. Okay, let's go to this right here. This is a video that they pinned from June 10th. Let's look at these comments here. This person said, I heard you blocked Japan historian who said that there was no black samurai in their history. Is that true? Yeah, the claim is that this Yasuke, or I don't know how to say it, so I'm just going to say Yasuke. The claim is that this man was actually a black samurai in history, but there's a lot of people, Japanese people actually, that are coming back and saying that it's not even true. This person said, black dude indiscriminately murdering Asians in the streets. How come you guys didn't call it Assassin's Creed Los Angeles, Chinatown? Really would have modern audience it up even more. That's hilarious. This person said, oh my gosh. This person said, pre-ordered because I'm not a racist sexist. Only racist sexists don't buy this game. And then they have all of these flags in their bio. This has to be, their name is Furmaster69. They, she. That has to be a satire account. I can't imagine that it's real. Although it's so funny because it's hard to tell what is satire and what's not, because like the world is nonsense now because we live in clown world. This person said there was never a black samurai and calls them a word that I won't say on my channel because we love Jesus here. This person said, did you guys really release gameplay showing a big black dude running around slaughtering Asian people to a hip hop beat? I'm sure the people of the Stop Asian Hate movement will appreciate this rewrite of history. I mean, it's just so much backlash. So with all of this backlash from the fan base, let's stop and ask ourselves this question. Why are they pumping this stuff out when they're receiving so much backlash and the audience and the consumers don't like it? The reason is because it's not about the audience or the consumer. This is about politics. This is about the ESG score. It's about the DEI. We're watching our society being destroyed right now, right in front of our eyes, our culture. Wokeness in video games might seem like something silly to you, but this is our culture, and the left has a chokehold on it. I think this is far deeper than just a leftist agenda. I think it's spiritual. At the root of all of this is a demonic agenda. This is the enemy trying to destroy everything good, beautiful, and true, and replace it with lies, degeneracy, and ugliness. The same thing has happened many times throughout the world in many different societies, and we're watching it happen again right now in America. Anyway, I think it's really important that we vote with our dollar, because even if these companies don't care about their consumers and the feedback that they're getting, if the money is coming in, they're just going to keep doing it. Why would they stop when they're not being punished? That's why voting with your dollar is so important. If you don't believe in something, then don't pay for it, dude. I understand you can't just not buy anything. And it's really hard because so many of these corporations have the same agenda. But like a perfect example of one thing that I do, I love Nike shoes. They're like, honestly, I feel like they're really good shoes. They've always lasted me a long time. My entire life I skateboarded. I don't really so much anymore now that I'm older, but I always wore Nikes. They were great skateboarding shoes. They lasted me forever. They're very comfortable. They just make a good shoe, you know, I'm not gonna lie. But I also used to wear Nike everything. I wore Nike hats, Nike SB hoodies, Nike SB shorts. I don't wear that stuff anymore. I don't buy it. Yeah, I'm still buying shoes and there's other shoes to buy. I get it. But I'm not wearing their brands around promoting them anymore. And I'm not spending money on all of this other stuff. You know, that's one little change that I made. It's not perfect, but it's a change nonetheless. And if it weren't for the fact that my beliefs don't align with Nike's, I'd still be buying all that stuff. So that's a change I actively made.
So just do it!
I canceled my Disney Plus subscription. Here and there, if there's a movie that, you know, me and my girlfriend want to watch, maybe I'll open the subscription up real quick, watch a movie. But like, you know, one thing we did, I wanted to rewatch the X-Men movies. So I got my subscription, paid for a month, and then just watched all the X-Men movies and canceled it rather than paying Amazon $4 a movie, because Amazon has a lot of the same agenda too. So, you know, it's hard to completely avoid giving your money to these companies, but you can make changes and give them less money. Like, dude, we just want to play a fun game where we're not getting politics shoved down our throats, because for most of us, the entertainment that we consume is our escape from this crazy world, and you just can't escape it now. You're going to see it everywhere you go. You're going to see the politics everywhere you go. It's awesome to see that the pendulum is swinging back in the other direction a little bit, because it is, but we still have a long way to go. Anyway, I've been rambling about this stuff for a while, so I'm going to try to wrap it up. As we creep ever closer to the release of games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, just remember who's behind Assassin's Creed Shadows. Do you really want to give your money to these people? And just remember, the next time you put in a game and you're doing a quest to play matchmaker for two homosexuals, you're an ugly female protagonist, or you're a black man in the middle of feudal Japan, just remember there's a good chance that the people behind that are Sweet Baby Inc. and BlackRock. Yes, you're the consumer, but they don't care about you. So fight back with your wallet. Never forget, Jesus Christ is King, and I will catch you guys on the next one.